Hello, my name is Rachel and I'm starting this YouTube channel to improve my art and hopefully inspire some people out there to start working on their art every day as well. So a little bit about me, I'm 25 years old right now and I've always had a strong desire to learn how to paint and draw. I've always just been drawn to it, but it wasn't until I graduated college about 3 years ago that I was able to afford to enroll myself in art classes because I started working full time. And since then, I've definitely made a lot of progress in drawing, especially, but my progress has been inconsistent because my practice has been inconsistent. And it's really frustrating and tiring for me to not be good at something because I'm not dedicating the time that I need. Like I keep telling myself that this is something that's important to me, but then I don't always act according to that belief. Especially during the pandemic, I've had so much more free time because I've been working from home and I still haven't made the necessary time commitment to get good at this. And so I think it's just a lack of self-discipline and structure. And so I'm starting this YouTube channel to hold myself accountable and kind of document my progress as I get better and better at art. So I'd say there's three main things that I personally want to achieve with my art. And the first is that I want to be able to accurately draw portraits. So I want to be able to draw people, and when you look at the photo, you know, like, oh, that is that person. Now, like, I can draw general faces, but it doesn't always resemble the exact person that I'm trying to draw. And I'd say the second thing that I really want to be able to get good at is watercolor painting. So I have always thought that watercolors are so beautiful, but I haven't done too much practice with them. And I definitely say I'm stronger in drawing. And then the third thing that I want to be able to master is drawing from imagination. So I've never really done this before. I always use reference photos whenever I'm creating art. And to me, to be able to draw from my imagination would be so incredible. So my goal for this channel is that every work day, so Monday through Friday, I'm going to dedicate at least an hour to creating and practicing painting and drawing. I'm not committing to making any masterpieces or perfect pieces of art. I'm just here practicing and documenting my progress, and hopefully by making these videos I can show people out there how much time, effort, how many mistakes are made in the learning process. Especially with art, I think it's a really big misconception that you're just born with this innate talent for it, and that's really not how it works at all. Art is like any skill. You can improve on it, you just have to put in the time and the effort. And especially with social media, it's really easy to see beautiful pieces of art, and that can be really inspiring. But for someone that's starting out, it's not always relatable, especially when you're really struggling and you're just comparing yourself to other people. So I'm going to show a sense of my starting point. So these are a few watercolor practices that I did from a Udemy class. This was my very first watercolor attempt, I think maybe 2 years ago at this point. And you can see how muddy and just not good it looks. But I was really excited to try out the watercolor. And then I think after this I realized how hard it was and how much time was going to go into becoming good at it. Like I said, I am really interested in portraits, so I've been trying to do some portrait facial features in watercolor. So this is like an eye. So this is what, July 12th, 2021. These are lips, and lips are really, really difficult for me even to draw, much less watercolor. This is an eye study that I did. I think this is probably one of the best things I've created so far, at least in watercolor. This is a nose study. One thing I love to do is making holiday cards. So this is a card that I made for Easter, and you can just see there's not really any technique. I kind of just threw paint on the paper and hoped it would give a general sense of what I was trying to go for. This is something I made for St. Patrick's Day. And then, of course, a little Studio Ghibli watercolor here that I made probably a year or two ago. So for portraiture, I've practiced Riley method, Loomis method, planes of the head, but it still doesn't help me that much when I'm drawing a real person. I think I struggle a lot with proportion. So this is a portrait sketch that I did, let's see, in January 2020, and my comment says, "This looks like a person, but not the one I'm trying to draw. I'm struggling to achieve a likeness / make the face recognizable." So I feel like you guys can see, it looks like a person. That is, that's good, but it wasn't the person I was trying to draw. And this was a self-portrait that I probably did a year ago. This is probably also the best portrait I've done. I do like how it came out. Another portrait. So this definitely got close, but I just don't think it's quite yet at the level that I am happy with. This is a portrait on toned paper, so I could practice some values, and you can see there, this took me 4.5 hours, and I didn't even complete the hair. I have no idea how to draw or depict hair, so. This is a little ink drawing that I did for Inktober, and I like how it came out. So hopefully that gives you all a good sense of my starting point, and I cannot wait to start practicing my drawing and painting, and hopefully you'll join me so we can get better together.